You have raised your children, now you're caring for your aging parents. It's a situation many find themselves in. Now imagine caring for 250 people stretched from one side of your home county to the other.
Well, that's how many people the Scott County Public Administrator is responsible for right now. And one of them is the focus of tonight's I-Team special report from Kathy Sweeney.
A judge placed 85-year-old Pauline Williams of Sikeston into the care of the Scott County Public Administrator 10 months ago. One of her daughters came to me several weeks ago with a question. How can her elderly mom be better off in that guardianship when the moves left her in tens of thousands of dollars in debt?
My mother and dad took great pride in paying their bills.
But Pauline Williams doesn't handle her own bills anymore.
There's a lot of doctor bills.
Instead, all her finances and all decisions about her care are handled by her guardian, Scott County Public Administrator Pam Dernberger.
A tax statement from the city of Sikeston.
Williams' youngest daughter, Tila Mainzer, showed me a stack of her mom's bills that haven't been paid.
She actually had homeowner's insurance on her home that lapsed because
her nursing home bill alone is hard to fathom.
I believe it's about $31,000 as of the end of January. Why would her situation be better now in guardianship with all these bills stacking up?
Studies have found Missouri's public administrator caseloads to be, quote, dangerously high, often with little to no oversight. So I dug a little deeper, and money is just the beginning of the challenges. Is Pauline Williams' case the exception? No, it's more like the rule. I also found out just how tough it is to care for 250 people and why Pauline Williams' daughters question more than just her bills.
Right, is that fair to say? Yeah, that's fair.
From her small office in Benton, Pam Dernberger and her 2 staff members handle the affairs of dozens of men and women across Scott County.
It gets very busy because we are understaffed.
State statute recommends 1 worker for every 50 wards, but it's not required, and here it's not an option.
We really should have at least 1 other person in here.
But understaffed or not, state law still requires Dernberger to handle all her ward's care and custody issues.
We get behind, and you have to scramble to catch up.
And like Pauline Williams, many wards have unpaid bills.
Actually, my mother would be horrified to know that she is basically indigent.
Dernberger explains the majority of their often meager incomes must go to the nursing home if they're in one. Williams went from this modest home in Sikeston she owned to a room a few miles away she currently cannot afford.
It's unfortunate because I pay my bills and it bothers me when we can't pay somebody else's bills, but sometimes you have no choice.
A public administrator must also physically check on a ward, but only once a year, a fact that came as a shock to Tila Mainzer.
She gets to make all my mother's decision and she has to see her only once a year.
I try to see the ones that are closer to me more often than that.
The PA is also tasked with keeping up a ward's property or selling it to help pay some of those expenses. After 10 months, Williams' home sits empty and damaged.
We're treated as if we don't matter.
Tila Mainzer also questions the toll guardianship's taking on her elderly mother and their entire family.
I don't want a stranger from the state either when I've got kids all around me.
She points to the change in her mother's appearance and actions in the 10 months since she's been in a guardianship.
How you feeling, Mother?
In a series of email exchanges, Mainzer says Dernberger talked down to her family, even writing, "For your mother's sake, all of you need to quit acting like a bunch of spoiled little kids."
I'm being reprimanded by a guardian that doesn't seem to care about my mother.
It was because I was getting very frustrated with this particular family. I do apologize. I shouldn't have said that.
Tila Mainzer's biggest concern, one Pam Dernberger is not in a position to answer. Why is her mother being cared for by a guardian stretched so thin when she has 3 adult daughters willing to take her in?
I believe that if she were with her family, if she were in the home with her daughters, that, with care of loved ones, with family around, that she would be better.
It is important to note there is division among Pauline Williams' family, with 3 daughters wanting custody, while a 4th daughter and Williams' brother support the public administrator. But if, as one study points out, guardianships can actually alienate families and hurt the person placed in one, then where do you turn? Well, I'm reaching out to our state office holders for that answer. Look for more in the weeks to come.